suggestive certainly of the possibility of multiple treasure caches, but at the end of the day, they should be right at the point where they should be right on the wood. Lagina just revealed a shocking new clue that could finally prove the Oak Island treasure is real. Could this be the missing piece that finally unlocks Oak Island's biggest question? Tune in, because what they just uncover is the confirmation of a lost ancient and advanced civilization, the lost mark of the Templars. Traveling to a small Italian town known for its deep ties to the past, the team unearthed something that sent shivers down their spines. Carved into an ancient church wall was a cross with 4 dots, an unmistakable sign of Templar influence. This exact design had been spotted before on the infamous sage stone found on Oak Island. Coincidence? Not likely. This wasn't just any old symbol. It was a marker, a sign used by the Templars to highlight significant locations. And if history has taught us anything, it's that these locations were never random. Before we dive deeper, it's clear that this symbol isn't just a random marking. It holds a purpose far greater than anyone expected, and it's a curious thing. What the heck is it? Yeah. And what comes next will leave you speechless. Digging deeper into the church's history, it became clear that this place had once been a sanctuary for the Knights Templar, the same group believed to have transported unimaginable wealth across the world. Their things had been hidden in symbols, waiting for the right eyes to uncover them. And that's exactly what Rick and his team were doing. It wasn't just about old legends anymore, it was about real, undeniable connections. Then there was the shocking discovery of a Masonic compass etched into the stone. For those who don't know, many believe that the Freemasons are the direct descendants of the Templars. Their rituals, their symbols, and even their missions align almost too perfectly. And wouldn't you know it, Freemasons have been involved in nearly every major excavation of Oak Island since the money pit was first uncovered in the late 1700s. Could this explain why so many past efforts to uncover the treasure have been sabotaged or strangely abandoned? Lagina is no fool. He knows that every new clue comes with its fair share of questions. If the H-stone truly carries the same markings as this ancient Italian church, then that means the Templars not only made their way to Oak Island, but they might have left something behind, something worth hiding. And let's not forget the reports of gold traces found deep in the money pit. What if those traces are just the beginning? The deeper you dig into Oak Island's history, the clearer it becomes that something big is buried there. That the problem is, history has a way of protecting its greatest treasures. Over the years, countless traps, cave-ins, and strange accidents have plagued every attempt to uncover the truth. Could it be that these obstacles weren't just accidents? Could there be an ancient force or maybe even modern-day power keeping the treasure hidden? But there's more. This isn't just about gold and riches. The Templars weren't just hoarding wealth. They were safeguarding knowledge, sacred artifacts, and possibly even proof of historical events that could change everything we know. If the markings in that church prove anything, it's that the Templars had a master plan, and it didn't end in Europe. The more the team uncovers, the more obvious it becomes that Oak Island is part of something much larger. But the real question is, who else knows about this? If the Freemasons have been watching, if they've been guiding and even stopping past treasure hunters, then what does that mean for Lagina and his team? Are they closer than anyone before them? And if so, will they be allowed to uncover the final truth? The same symbols, the same roadblocks, the same unanswered questions, but this time, the right people are asking those questions. This isn't just another dead-end lead. This is a direct connection to something that has been hidden for centuries. And if Lagina has anything to say about it, that truth won't stay buried for long. This is where things would fall. You know how Gary always says, things fall to the lowest point, right? People have been digging, mapping, and theorizing about this place for centuries. And every time they think they've got it figured out, something even more bizarre pops up. The host stone is one of those things, a carved rock that might just be more than it seems. Some say it's a symbol, others think it's a clue, but what if it's something much bigger? What if it's pointing to something no one is ready to find? The clues keep adding up, but now they lead far from Oak Island to a place where the past has been hiding for centuries, symbols in the shadows of time. And now, the hunt for answers has taken the team thousands of miles away from Oak Island, all the way to a hidden cave system in Italy. It sounds ridiculous. What does a cave on the other side of the world have to do with an island off the coast of Canada? But when the Lagina brothers and their team arrive, the connections start piling up fast. The underground tunnels of Camerano have been there for over 2,000 years, carved by an ancient civilization and later used by the Knights Templar. That's right, the same Templars who were rumored to have hidden treasure that no one was supposed to find. Well, it certainly continues to remain of interest, right? So let's finish this little area. Yeah, and guess what? The shape of one of these tunnels is nearly identical to the lead cross found on Oak Island. Coincidence? That's what skeptics would say, but the team isn't buying it. The Templars had a habit of leaving behind symbols and hidden markers, and this cave might just be one of those markers. And then there's the real bombshell: some of the carvings inside these caves match symbols found on Oak Island. This isn't some random connection, it's a straight line leading from Italy to Canada. What were the Templars hiding? And why did they go through so much trouble to keep it hidden? As the team pushes deeper into the cave, the connections only get stronger. The tunnels lead them to an area known as the Venus Cave, a place that looks eerily like something straight out of a Templar legend. It's an underground chamber with an entrance shaped just like the laid cross from Oak Island. If that doesn't send chills down your spine, maybe this will. One of the researchers guiding the team has spent over 50 years studying these caves, and even he's convinced there's something to this connection. But why would the Templars care about Oak Island? That's the million-dollar question. Some believe they were hiding sacred relics, artifacts that were too dangerous to keep in Europe. Maybe it was treasure, maybe it was knowledge, or maybe it was something even more dangerous. And if that's true, then Oak Island isn't just about gold, it's about something that could change history. Then comes another shocking revelation: the team is invited to yet another cave system, this time in Osimo, just a short distance from Camerano. And here's where things take an even crazier turn. Inside this cave, the carvings are even more detailed, showing symbols that are exact matches to those found on Oak Island. The deeper they go, the more evidence they find, and the more it starts to look like the Templars left behind a trail that only a few were ever meant to follow. Lagina and his cousin Peter Fernetti just uncovered an ancient carving that looks a lot like the one found on the host stone nearly 100 years ago. The host stone, discovered on Oak Island back in the 1920s, has long been linked to the strange presence of the Knights Templar. This new symbol, almost identical, could it be another breadcrumb leading straight to the supposed hidden Templar treasure? If this carving is truly connected, then everything we thought we knew about the Templars' escape from Europe and their sacred relics might have just taken a massive turn. A mark like this doesn't just show up for no reason. The symbol, a circle with a dot, has been spotted on the host stone, and now it appears again and then pressed into a mold. So, this would be in France when this was first developed, this time in Grand Chine. Some say it's a sign for gold, others believe it's a deeper message left behind by the Templars themselves. Either way, this is no coincidence. The more these clues connect, the harder it is to deny that something big happened here centuries ago. Are we looking at proof that the Templars really made it to Oak Island, smuggling their sacred artifacts across the ocean? Every new find brings more questions, and now the team stands in front of an old monastery that might finally give them the answers they need, the hidden meaning of the host stone. Meanwhile, the search doesn't stop. Over 3,000 miles away, Rick Lagina, Alex Lagino, Peter Fernetti, and Doug Kroll arrive in Morime, Italy. Their goal: to dig deeper into the origins of the 229-year-old question that has kept Oak Island at the center of speculation. Standing before them is the Morime Abbey, a centuries-old monastery founded by Cistercian monks in the 12th century. These monks were deeply connected to the Templars, sharing knowledge, resources, and possibly even their greatest questions. Could this abbey hold the missing pieces of the puzzle? As they step inside, researcher Amano Saint and astronomer Professor Adriano Gani lead the way. For 24 years, VBO was the center of Christianity and the known world. Before even reaching the church, a peculiar sight catches their attention: ceramic vessels perched atop the facade. Nothing unusual at first glance, but then the details emerge. Among the vessels, a group of 5 stands out. 2 of them bear markings that strike an all-too-familiar chord. These symbols bear a strong resemblance to the 4-dot cross carved into the host stone, the very same cross that has been linked to Templar sites across Europe. Coincidence? Or is history whispering the truth through these ancient carvings? The host stone has always been a key part of the Oak Island legend, yet its meaning remains shrouded in speculation. The what if its origins trace back even further to the very monks and Templars who once walked these halls. As the team continues to investigate, they can't ignore the overwhelming connections forming before their eyes. Could these symbols be pointing to a well-kept Templar hideout hidden within the walls of this monastery? Inside the church, the scale of what they're dealing with becomes clear. The space is long and narrow, flanked by towering stone pillars. It is a site of history, of faith, and possibly of hidden knowledge. The Tree of Life was also seen in a 14th-century Templar prison in Dom, France, the very place where the knights were held captive before their order was dismantled. The significance is impossible to ignore. Could these monks have been preserving knowledge passed down from the Templars themselves? The deeper they dig, the more the pieces align. In Dom, France, the Templars left behind cryptic symbols scratched into the walls of their prison cells. And then throw in a date that's pretty significant. Now, here in Moriem Abbey, those same markings appear once again. If the Templars were hiding something, they left behind a trail, but not one meant to be easily followed. It's almost as if they were preparing for their own downfall, ensuring that their greatest questions would survive even if they did not. For centuries, the Catholic Church and European monarchs sought to erase the Templars, accusing them of heresy and greed. But was it really about faith, or was it about something far more valuable, something worth hiding, something that could rewrite history as we know it? Many believe that the true motivation behind the Templars' persecution was to seize their vast wealth and sacred relics, treasures that included the legendary Ark of the Covenant. But if that's true, then where did those treasures go? Back on Oak Island, the presence of a Templar-era cross raises even more questions. Could this cross, traced back to the early 13th century, be the missing key that ties all these discoveries together? If the host stone's markings match symbols found in Moriem Abbey, then it's possible, if not likely, that the Templars had knowledge of the New World long before Columbus. And if they made it to North America, what exactly did they bring with them? Is Rick Lagina finally on the brink of proving the Oak Island treasure is real, or is this just another dead end? Tell us what you think, and remember to like and subscribe for more.